Yo, what's good, family? What's good? So, today we're gonna be working on a reggae track with just stock plugins and samples, courtesy of my brethren, Will Films, Willie Wheels. Big up yourself. So, I already basically made the chord progression, so we're just gonna work from there. So, I got the FL keys. I customized it, to my own liking to give it the sound that I want. This is what we got. Yeah, so that's what we're working with there. It's just a a two chord progression. Um, and we're gonna add morphine. We're gonna use the signed piano, but we're gonna use it like it's actually an organ bubble. So we're gonna do the bubble with that. And let's get at it. Let's get to it. So we're going to go in here, copy this, paste it. But unlike that, we're going to quantize the notes. If we can, quantize start time. Right. Quantize. Okay, we'll work with that and we'll just tidy it up. Let's just clean up all these notes that we don't need. Of course, that probably ain't going to register. Okay, that's the sound. Let's find out. Let's see. I don't think that's. It's this high up. Let's come off. Let's see. That's what we want. Let's take off all those higher notes because they're just basically complementary notes. We don't really need them. Yeah. When I put together my chord progression for the piano, I usually add, more than a three-part harmony. I mean, three-part note chord. If you understand what I mean, I add to bring more like harmonics to it, basically. That's what we want. Now let's go in here and change all of them. Let's see. 16 maybe on the grid. 16. Yeah. Definitely 16. What's up with that? Let's see. Just gonna work on these notes here. let's make sure we got all of them done. Let's check it. Woo. Heard that note right there. Hold on. Let me see. Here, is that here? Yeah. Might need this note. What am I hearing? Let's check it. Is one higher than the other? What am I hearing? I guess we gotta lower that. That's it. Now, let's let's give this that groove to it. Let's get it moving a little more. Let's add this. Mm, 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 mm. That's what you want, the heartbeat. Okay, hold on. Did it stop? Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, okay, I see why. Let's try something. Let's see if we take these down. If we can make some room for those high notes. Let's see. Okay, oh, these said are not done either, huh? Okay, let's fix those. These inconsistencies are important. They can change the whole sound up, and you're wondering why you're hearing stuff. Okay, let's get it. Yeah, I like that low note though. I like that. Took it down one step. I think that was the yeah, that was the A sharp. I think it is. Oh man, I didn't realize all of these. So let's do that. Let's go and go get it together, you know? Yeah, man. Yeah, you see. Let's do that for this part as well. Take those notes down. Let me see something. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Let's do that. Let's take those top notes down there too. And let's listen to the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Sounds like something nice. Okay, now let's get the hi-hat in here. And I did the hi-hat before we started the tutorial. But basically what I did was I did it every fourth step, but I also added swing to it with these ghost notes. They're supposed to be up here. So they're very quiet notes, but this is how they sound. It's to create that realistic drummer sound. I'm a drummer myself. Even if we're hitting on the fourth note, you're still gonna tap again. So it's gonna be like, even if you're trying to, like a machine would go, but when you lifting up your stick, you're still hitting. So it's gonna be like something like this. Now, let's add. I mean, I did put effects on the FL keys, guys. I forgot to mention that. That's the only instrument I added effects to because I like to feel it when I'm creating. At least like that instrument to give me a vibes, to build it up. So I added a EQ, just cut some low end and brighten it up a bit on the high end frequency. Nothing major, nothing over exaggerated. Then I added a reverb, just to default, took it down to about 17%. I added a delay, just used the widen up preset to spread it out a little bit. Excuse me. And I also added another delay, but this is just a two note delay. It's so it give it a more wavy feeling, like it's bouncing. And I may just add another, depending on how it sounds. Um, that's the only track I actually sent to a channel and added a few effects. But let's continue creating. Now, here's the rim shot, and this is coming on the third note. If you don't know, on the third bar is this. That's one bar, two bar, and on the third would be here. So, listen. Now, that pattern just did. As you can see, this is where the notes are. You guys can take some time and look. It's basically all of these are on the third note, with some accents in there to give it a little flavor. And now let's work on the kick. We're gonna put that also on the third to create the one drop. And now we're just gonna go to the roll, piano roll. Let's copy it down. Let's do it so we can see it. Give it a stretch out the note a little. We don't want it to overbear, but we want it to be seen. We want it to be heard as well. Seen and heard. Then we come down here, drop it on the third. After that, we take this, copy it again. Intro. Okay, so let's break it down what I've done to create this sound with all regular, with all regular stock plugins. So let's look at it. Okay, for our piano, for the bang, let's go to keys. We use FL keys. I created a custom edit of it, and this is how it sounds. Yeah. So what we did with that track is, that's track 1. I add an EQ, cut all the low end out, add about what? About like 100 hertz, and then boosted it in the highs. Then I add a reverb, took it down to I think about 17%. Add a fruity delay too. Use the widener preset. Another delay. Use the 2-note with the tempo matching ping pong for the delay style. A lot of cutoff from the feedback. That was mainly to make it bounce. Then I came back with a 3-note delay. Same thing, ping pong, but longer delay, longer feedback and longer cutoff, matching the tempo as well. And that's what creates this sound. It's a washy sound, you know? Now the next instrument comes out of Morphine, stock plugins. And it's the Sine piano. Now we're using the Sine piano like a B3 organ, like if it was on the 16. You know, when you get that deep sound, almost percussive sound. And that's what's creating this sound. Yeah. Almost you can't even hear the melodics in a way. It's just low end frequency. But it's awesome. So to create that, just added a bit of reverb. I took some of the reverb off the actual plugin, the actual VST. Added some reverb, 4-second decay, and 8% with the reverb. And it's on the default. Cut it down to the mix level about 23. Cut out all the high end, like around the 2K range. And that's what created that. Now, an actual organ to give us the high frequency. When we put the sine piano and this organ together, we create a full sounding B3 Hammond kind of organ. Yeah, we're kind of faking it, but it's good. It's good enough. And that's what's creating this sound. Same thing, reverb, all the same as the sine piano. And the EQ is in the opposite direction. Is it? No, kind of the same. Yeah. So that's how we got that sound. Then here comes the piano lead. It's more of a background sound, you know, to create atmosphere. And that's how this sounds. Okay. And that's actually this. When you go into the instruments, where are we going? Oh man. Right in here. But not guitars. Keys. And it's one of these. I think it's a grand piano. Yeah. Right there. It's the direct wave. Stock plugin. It's cutting up now. I don't know why, but. And I added some reverb. Reverb 2. Fruity Reverb 2. Put it all the way, almost all the way up with the wet. Turn down the dry a little. Cut in the high frequency and the low frequencies to create this sound. Added a delay, 4-note delay this time, ping pong as well, set to the tempo. And that's how you get this. But I want to eat up my CPU, I don't know why. Anyway, next is the hi-hats. And this is one of the samples from the homies library, Will Films. Check him out. He has a YouTube page. He does the same thing, similar, teaching reggae tutorials. He's all the way from Africa. He's dope. Dope with the music. He plays multiple instruments, mix, masters, all of that. And this is the hi-hat. And what I did with this was, it's dropping on the fourth, but I also have ghost notes in between, like almost like in the middle basically, but off the grid a bit, because I'm a drummer. And when you drum, even though you might be hitting on the fourth, your stick taps the hi-hat a little, and it's gonna give it like swing basically. So it's going like, and that's how we created that. I know you guys can look at it, mimic it. As you can see, it took the velocity down because it's not really meant to be overly heard. It's a feeling. But you don't want it robotic. If you take that off, it sounds robotic. It doesn't sound like reggae. It sounds like trap or R&B because it's more digitized. We're just trying to fake a natural feeling, pretty much. Then there's the rim shot. It's just dropping on the third, and that's here. A little bit of reverb, 4-second delay, 4%. Same thing, the default. EQ'd it, took out the low end, and actually took down some of the highs because this was very bright, very sharp sounding. Now, the kick. Kick is also on the third, creating the one drop, with the rim shot and with your kick. And this also is a sample, busy kick sample. Next, we go to morphine again, and this is the pod crystals, yeah. And this is what that sounds like. Yep. That's how that sounds. Now, to create that, we EQ'd, took out all the high end frequencies all the way up to like 2K, and also cut the low end. So it's just in the mid range. Added some reverb, washed it out, same way. Added a flanger, and added another delay with the widener setting. And that's how we get this. Yep, that's how we got that. Oh, sorry about that. What am I doing, man? Yeah. So, next instrument. Next instrument is the bass. And we did that by doing the same thing, cutting the high end. Is this the right one? Hold on. No. No, that didn't make sense. We cut out all the frequencies all the way down to 273 hertz. Boosted that a little bit. And of course, we boost the hell out of the 20K, 40K, all around that range there to create that deep sound. Put a soft clip on it to round it off a bit. Give it a more warm sound. What's next? And we got the strat, the mute. We added some reverb and the widener. And when we put it together, and we also put a few samples here for the roll at the beginning. And this is how we get this. No, not that. What are you doing? Yeah. Here we go. And this is it all together, creating this cohesive and massive rhythm. Isn't it? And it goes like this.